I tell you, these guys, I don't want to act up.
You are now tuned in to the Actin Up Podcast.
Acting up. I'm about to spit a 16. That was your favorite thing to do. He used to do like 6 bars, and that was it.
I got 5.5. And now he got his 7.
7? I got a good 5.5.
He done moved his way up.
He used to do 4 bars. Don't let me take a drink. I got 4
yes.
bars.
Welcome to another episode of the Actin Up Podcast, everybody. And I just want to apologize for being gone so long. You know what I mean? But we back in effect, and we here. We coming back strong. And, you know, fuck COVID.
Wow.
Fuck Trump. You know what I mean? Like, coming out the gate, we wearing masks. We're just like, yo, we're over this. I want to get back to, like, normal.
Up close and personal.
I don't want to be at that party in Rialto, but I do want to get back to some kind of, like, mental normalcy where, like, I don't feel like I'm going to die every time I touch something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But, it's Actin Up Podcast. What's up, Malik?
Yo, what's going on, Cisco? I want to say what's up to Money Making Mitch. And,
Mitch. We got Side Guy in the house. And we want to welcome a new addition to the crew. We got my man straight from Puerto Rico.
468-62595.
We got a caller.
We got a caller calling in.
My man Joe Vegas.
We
got a caller. We got to take a call.
Call in. Yo. Is that my man Tank?
Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, it's the one and only, man.
Yo, what's good with you, fam?
I'm good. How you, man?
Hey, man, I'm good. I'm good now because I got a big box right here on the side of me. And, I want you to help me explain what the hell is in my box right now. I mean, in this box, not my box.
Look, I thought I was
Pause.
What'd you say?
I thought I retired from that life, man. It's a box.
I didn't know what you said, but I laughed like I did.
The next day is like
the next day, Ed, you know what it is.
That's my box.
Man, I think that box, man, I think it's random shoes or something, the Zephyrs or something, man. It wasn't the blues, I think.
Is that what it is? So it says HRC. Could you drop that and let us know what that means, brother?
Harold Rollins.
That stands for habits that reflect greatness.
Habits that reflect greatness.
So that's a G.
That's a G.
That's a G. I said C. That's a G. I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic on Wednesdays. So let us know about the company. I'm about to open this box real slow. You can talk to us while I open the box.
What's in the blues?
Okay. Well, let's start it with it was a real dark point in my life, man. I was going through with my loved ones, losing a loved one, somebody that was real dear to me. And it took for me to really revamp and really, really analyze my life and what was going on. So there was a lot of stuff that I had to change to keep up with what was going on in my life. So at that point, I started developing better habits, and it led me to greatness. It led me to where I'm at now. It led me to be the greater me, the better self of me.
Okay.
So that's how you came up with the name?
Yeah, that's why I came up with the name. It's actually in remembrance of my dad. That's my dad's initial.
Respect.
About a year ago.
That's what's up. So how did you come up to be in shoes, in fashion? Were you already in fashion already?
That's what it was. It was me turning my pain into passion, and then I happen to express it through fashion.
Nice.
I feel like if Pete Puma went to the club,
So
how many people are with you?
Can you tell us about the shoe? Can you tell us about this particular shoe and its style?
That shoe is the Woodland Blue. It's a leopard. It's a leopard joint. It's a higher top. It's one of our more exotic part of our exotic collection, but it's a leopard print.
Is this real? Is this real leopard?
Yes, sir.
Shut up.
Wow.
You serious? Where you get a liquor from?
Real loud.
That one right there, I went and got it myself. I went and got
killed
it
this
myself.
one himself.
You chased it down?
Yeah, that one, I had a hard time wrestling it down, and I got that one myself.
They said we needed controversy on the show. Now we got PETA after us.
I said conflict.
We conflict.
I did not say
We got-
controversial.
We got PETA on us.
That was not vegan friendly.
Oh, okay.
They Peter friendly,
We
so
have
that was a
some
bad leopard you
vegan-friendly.
made out of these.
But that right there, yeah, Peter will be at the front door knocking.
Yeah. Well, they won't be at my door because I got some for them. But listen, I'm loving the shoes. I want to say thank you. You know, Cisco, he might want the black ones. I don't know. He's with size 5. I don't know, but I'm loving these joints. I love the gold. I'm gonna rock these, man, and we really appreciate you. And want to say Happy Cake Day to you. It's a very special day for you, brother.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, man. Let the fans know they can check us out at www.hrgshoes.com, and also we have merchandise clothes at www.hrgcollection.com.
Oh, that's what's up. We're
Word.
gonna post that up for you. Yo, appreciate you for calling in, Big Tank. You know what I mean? I see you on set or something like that, huh?
Yes, sir. Real soon.
And I'm gonna hit you up about Cisco and his size 5s.
Hey, 8.5, all right?
I wear a size 11, if anybody want to know.
And my man Glenn Plummer said he's a size 11.
Yeah, you know.
I got you. Just send me the sizes over, and I got you. I'll take care of y'all, man. I appreciate the love, and I appreciate the support, man.
Yes, sir. Anytime, man. Take it easy. Have a good birthday. Hey, maybe you'll get laid tonight. Who knows? It's your birthday, for Christ's sakes. Who knows?
Yo, happy
man.
birthday. Everybody
Happy
should
birthday.
big Acting Up Podcast. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! What'd he say? What you say?
He said he got you on them
I'm
size
walking up to
5s.
Smoke in Vegas right now, so I think it's gonna be my night.
Okay, he in Vegas. It's a big night. Don't forget
All
about
right,
it.
get that money. Get that
Get that
money.
money and get that honey. All right, Tank. One love, baby. Salute. Be safe out there.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Wear your
Peace.
mask.
One love.
That's
One
right.
love.
Was that the singer tank?
Huh?
The singer tank?
Yeah, so let's give it up to HRG. You know, one of our sponsors for tonight. You
Yes,
know what I
sir.
mean? You watching Acting Up Podcast and tuning in on Spotify,
That's right.
Anchor, FM. We on Google Podcasts. We also on Apple iTunes, Stitcher, Castbox, you name it, whatever your favorite listening platform is. And also you can check out the real show, The Real Deal Holyfield, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. Follow
All that
us
good
everywhere. You know what I mean? Hit that like button, smash that subscribe, hit them alerts. You know what I mean? Because without you, we cannot do this. But let's get to business at hand, because
Let's get to business.
we got a we got an OG guest in the industry. He's been doing this thing for a very, very long time.
How long?
Oh man, you know what? I can't even. I mean, I am a nightmare walking, psychopath talking. Colors.
What?
Yeah. We can go as far back as to I mean, you better watch out. He was in Saw 2. He was in
You got your list.
oh my gosh, I did the list. ER. He was in the Corner. Charles
Who's that
Dutton's
girl
The
with
Corner.
Madonna?
Oh my
You know what I
God.
mean? Who's that
That girl.
girl with Madonna?
Oh,
Did you hear
man.
that?
I mean,
I thought I said
preach.
that under my breath. Oh, y'all got a handful of them. Okay, let me be quiet.
but you know what? Everybody loves him from OG Bobby Johnson.
I was gonna moniker a strain of weed after OG Bobby Johnson.
Why not?
They didn't let me brand the name, so I couldn't.
Oh,
Look, let's give a warm welcome to the Acting Up Podcast for Glenn Plummer.
yes.
Oh, the crowd is going wild.
Very happy to be here. I told them they needed some controversy. I didn't say controversy. I said conflict on the show.
Yeah.
That's why I'm wearing my mask.
Yes.
Not wearing my mask.
Yes.
You know,
That looks like a Ku Klux Klan mask.
not though, 'cause it's the coronavirus, and I don't know if y'all know
It's the same shit.
corona, stands for crown.
Right.
Right? That's why I got the mask on my head.
I got it. I didn't know what it was.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought he was sitting in the corner for a couple days.
You put him on punishment. Where the hell did the dunce cap
Man,
come
they put
from?
on that dunce
Can
cap.
you look that up, Sheba? Where
did the dunce
what's the
cap come
origination of the dunce cap?
Let's find out.
Why? Why
we
is it
gotta
a
find it
square?
out.
It's
That's
like
important.
you were a bad Klan member.
You were a bad. Talk to me.
Mr. Plummer.
Yes, sir.
But then they all started wearing it.
What?
Why is this
They
guy?
all started wearing it.
Huh?
Pointing guns at it.
Hey, stay in the corner. He's been in the corner for a reason. Now you know why he's in the corner.
I know why you're in the corner.
It's
Because that's
commonly
the.
used as a punishment for slow learners at school.
So when did it originate?
Yeah, it originated.
It originated in
Wikipedia.
Wow.
1791.
Oh my
1791.
God.
So if you was a no, I can't say that.
No, you can't
Yes,
say
you
that.
would.
If you was special needs,
Or like side guy.
You stayed in the corner.
And it came up with special needs.
Side
you
guy.
was special needs, then they put a pointed hat on your head.
According to
Wow,
That's crazy.
That's like
That's
According
abuse.
to Webster.
that's
abuse.
Man.
That's weird. I saw this meme the other day, and the dude was watching this girl in the kitchen, and he was like, "Damn, babe, all them cooking shows you watch, you know how to cook like that." She said, "Damn, nigga, all them pornos you watch." Kind of like.
Then he killed her.
Stop playing.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
It's a real thing,
You
man.
can't touch a man there. You can't touch him. That's a low blow. You know what I
My
mean?
Cam told this girl to shave her pussy. He woke up and his head was bald. I got a million of them.
It's a domino effect.
Yo, so Glenn, Mr. Plummer, Mr.
Yes,
Plummer.
sir.
Where are you from? Where did you grow up? Your childhood?
I am from Richmond, California.
Oh.
Born and raised in the projects.
Wow.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not the best.
Nah, you know, Rick used to go down.
Richmond, it used to go down. It went down 2 minutes ago.
In fact, since he said that, it went down again.
Right now.
It's always going down in Richmond, California.
So
man.
how'd you get out of that? How'd you get out of that and find your way to Los Angeles and all that good shit?
Wow. So you want the story?
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Yeah, man.
Give us a story.
We gotta hear it.
Well, okay. So one thing I can say about growing up in the Bay, it doesn't matter where you grow up. The whole area is diverse. You can always find something else to do. I used to run with my partners. I bought my first pistol when I was 14. We got in trouble with the cops and all that kind of crazy ass madness. In fact, I was the little dirty kid at the end of the projects that the project mamas didn't want their kids playing with. That's who I was. Me and my sister hair was this long. She used to wear.
He said my sister was
She's gonna be mad at me for telling y'all this story, right?
Shit was bad.
So yeah,
That's the prerequisite for that.
right. I had like this here, dude. But when she was 12 years old, she was the king of our elementary school. I had, feel that for a minute, right? So in our neighborhood, everything was cool. Now, it was just bad because we grew up in a way where, at first, my mom was like, y'all better not be fighting outside. But then after 1968, when the mass exodus out of the South, when everybody moved to California, it changed from y'all better not be fighting outside to if you come in this house crying, I'm going to beat your ass. Right? So it was a kind of little culture shock for me when I was growing up because I had white, Mexican, Chinese, and my mom, my mom was on welfare. Everybody else's family worked at the docks. So they all had jobs living in these low-income housing, and we was on welfare, living in the low-income housing. That's what I was saying. We was the little dirty kids at the end of the block. But then all that changed because more dirty people came, and it was all good. All the people that had jobs moved out. White flight. Everybody left. And then I was fighting every other day.
No, I was going to say, what do you call that? Like, we call it gentrification when all the white people come in and the poor people move out. What do you call it when
I don't know, man, but Like if
Exodus.
if I really told the story, people would think I didn't like black people. Like on some real shit, dude. Because motherfuckers moved. Ooh, can I say that?
You can say whatever you want.
Motherfuckers moved in our neighborhood and like they were so dumb. And when I tell you they was dumb, like I grew up in California. You feel me? Like they was so dumb. Niggas stole a little dirty ass bike I made, right? Little small tire on the front, big tire on the back, them big ass elbow handlebars and shit. Just a stupid ass bike I put together myself as a little kid. They stole my bike, the motherfuckers across the street from us, and they parked it on their front porch.
That's how bold they were.
That was a lot of disrespect. I'm
just saying, my sister was the roughest motherfucker in the neighborhood. Why would you steal her little brother's bike and park it on your front porch? You know my sister gonna come over there and beat up everybody in your whole family.
Right.
Wow.
She beat up all the daughters, the son, and the mama. On God, my sister went over there and beat up their whole family and took my bike back off their front porch.
God.
I wish I had a sister like that.
You're killing me, Smalls.
On God, my nigga. But then, you know, at the same time, as I grew up, you know, the whole gunplay and all that shit came into the neighborhood because I remember when they cut everything out, like back in 74, 75, we used to go to school, and when we left school, we could be welders, auto mechanics, carpenters, shit, like in high school.
Right.
Because they had all those little
You
programs
used to leave high school with a certification
to go get a job.
in mechanic,
right,
electricity,
exactly.
carpentry.
So what happened was they took all that shit out. They moved all the jobs out. That was 74, 75, 76. Then 78, 79, they started dumping in the cocaine. 80, 81, they dumped in all the guns. By 83, everybody knew how to cook crack. Right? So they took all the vocation out. They got rid of all the jobs, dumped the guns and the cocaine in, and then said, look at these niggas killing each other.
Wow.
Right? So at that point, it was time for me to go. You feel me? So that's what I did. I left. I moved to Walnut Creek. I, started, I can't even do that because y'all videotaping and shit. I was in Walnut Creek, you know what I'm saying? Something. And I was doing that out there. And I went to school, you know, because that pimp shit wasn't paying off.
Hey man, don't censor yourself, brother.
It's a base
just you know what I mean.
I'm just saying,
this is
man.
Actin Up Podcast.
This is what we did back in the day, you know. So that was happening, and then I went to Walnut Creek, and then I ended up at San Francisco State, and then I, pre-med school, and then I decided I wanted to be an actor. So the worst.
Wait, you just skipped over being pre-med.
No, because that didn't last long. Because it was just like too much work. And when I say that, I was mentally gifted. In the 5th grade, I went to an all-white elementary school and, a gifted school. Then in the 6th grade, they sent me across town to another gifted school. I had 138 IQ and I was like,
God damn.
9, 10.
But you had all the pressures of reality.
But that too. Yeah. But you know what, man? It's like, and then I knew God. And I don't know why. I ain't gonna lie to you. In my life, somebody's always been sitting right here telling me what to do. And see, I've always had the wherewithal to listen. And I think what happens is, you ask me how I got out? Because I listened. I didn't say, fuck that. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times when motherfuckers get ready to do something, right before they do it, they always say, fuck that, man. I'm going to do this shit, right?
Right.
And if they'd have listened to that voice and then not said, fuck that, because when they said, fuck that, some said, don't do it. Right? But they said, fuck that.
Right.
You feel me? Like, and this is real shit. I'm just talking like off the, on some real, like, that always, unless you just a sociopath, you know what I'm saying? Before you do some fucked up shit, you tell yourself, no, I'm doing this shit anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we always do that.
Yeah.
I listen. I swear to God, I listen. I was like, don't do, no? Okay, what should I do? Just sit right here and wait for some shit to go down and then move. And it always worked out for me because I would stop, shit would go down, and I knew to go in either that direction, or go back that way. Avoid the trouble.
Right.
And that's how it happened for me. That's how I ended up in school. I ended up, cats always felt like they wanted to show me something. 16 years old, I'm a junior in high school. We drinking every night as, high school kids do, getting fucked up, drunk, running around, crazy. I'm hanging with the rich motherfuckers, the bad motherfuckers, the ghetto motherfuckers that live with me. around me. We all hanging together. And then there was this one white boy named Kevin Leader. I'm going to put him out there, right? He was like the dude who hung with all the girls. I don't think he was gay. He might have been gay. I'm not sure. But one day, and he hung with us too. But one day, the motherfucker was like, Glenn, I want to show you something. I was like, what you want to show me? He said, come on, man, just come with me. I'm going to show you something.
Well, you thought he was gay, and he says that?
Right?
like, oh, hold up.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, whatever. So I get in the car with the motherfucker, and we go ride. We ride out to Diablo Valley. Right? We ride out to Diablo Valley and we get to this gated community. And he said, okay, just I'm going to tell this dude, you my gardener. True story. I was 16 years old. I'm going to tell this dude, you my gardener so you can get in. You cool? I was like, yeah, I'm cool. So we went into this gated community. And this is 1977. I'm 16 years old. And the motherfucking place, the cheapest house in this gated community was $3.5 million. His mother owned 8 of them. And she owned the one on top of the hill, the $12 million villa. You feel me? And he took me up in there. And he was like, look at this. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, what kind of people live here? I'm 16. I don't know. He like, well, the doctors live in that house and, you know, accountants and lawyers and these people, they, you know. And my mom owned these. And she owned that one on top of the hill. And I was like, really, Kevin? He's like, yeah.
And you're just a gardener.
I was the gardener, but I wasn't the gardener. I'm 16 years old, and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, but I'm just saying, for some reason, people always wanted to show me more than what I grew up around.
How old was he?
He was 16. We went to high school together. This motherfucker, you know what he used to do for fun? He used to take his car and he'd drive. We lived up in the hills. He lived up in the hills. He would take his car and pull up on somebody's car just till he got to the bumper. And then he would rev the engine until he put a dent in it, and then he would back out and leave. This was fun for him. Wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's somebody with no insurance.
That's ill because I said the other day, I said that a lot of black people, and I'm only speaking for the black people that I know from where I'm from, a lot of black people don't have anything to compare success or poverty to. They can compare poverty to each other.
That part.
But they don't know enough white folks, successful white folks that are well-to-do that they can compare their poverty to.
Or black folks.
Yeah.
Because black folks don't come back and do that.
Right.
This motherfucker literally, 16 years old. I'm 16. He's 16. I don't know why this dude took me out there to show me them houses. He probably don't know why.
I was going to ask you, what did he take you there to show off, or did he take you there to show you something different?
To show me that these are the kind of people that, you know, this is the other side of life. This is what's going on.
Yeah, this is going on.
This is the other side of life. Mm-hmm. He wasn't showing out to me. He was you know, he was cool as fuck. He wasn't he wasn't no racist. He wasn't trying to like, oh, this is what I do and this is what my mom has and blah blah blah. That wasn't his thing. You know what I mean? He was this weird ass motherfucker that hung out with us. And
how did that make you feel? Like,
it made me feel like I was missing something. Mm. That's what it made me feel like. It made me feel like I needed to get an education. Nigga, how tall are these ceilings? 8 feet? 8.5 feet?
Oh, hell no. Those are at least 10, 12.
They not 10.
It's just because it's your place.
I got high ceilings.
Yeah, 8. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to tell you this. The projects I grew up in was 7.
Damn.
So you take a foot off that, bring that down here, and then bring the doorway down. And nigga, if you 6'3", you got to duck to get in our house. You see what I'm saying?
You're going to grow different.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you no, that's real shit.
The shorter the
that's
ceiling.
Humpback ass nigga. You must live in the project.
You live in the projects, nigga. Your prosperity is different because you don't see anything beyond like everything right there on top of you. And then the motherfucking walls look like the same walls they have in prisons. It's the same center block with the fucking shit in. You feel me? Wow. And it was the same shit, you know? So you go to jail, nigga, you in your own room.
You know, that's funny because Dame Dash, I was watching the interview, he was saying that school looks like courtrooms and courthouses. It's the same temperature. I mean, if you think about it, if you go into a school where the lights are flickering, the lights are dim, the hallway, the center blocks, I mean, it's not an exciting place to be at. You feel like you in the wrong institution. Right, you know what I mean? Right. And these are psychological issues that our people have.
But anyway, to get back to it, man, it all happened like that. And then one day, I took an acting class because I was, you know, fucking tired of studying for 9, 10 hours a day.
At San Fran State?
Yeah, just tired of studying. I took an acting class. And I was hooked. You know, I did one scene. My friend Gary Banks, one of my partners, very first acting scene I ever did in my life, I did with him. It was an improv scene. We crawled on a table, and we supposed to be at the top of a mountain, and the words were fire. Fancy meeting you here. Yeah, man, cool seeing you, but I gotta go. Yeah, me too, I gotta go. And then we crawl back down. And from that, the acting teacher told me I had potential. He was like, you could be famous. I didn't trip it. But, you know, at some point I dropped out of school and went back to my junior college. He was right.
Now, let me ask you this. When you came to Hollywood to pursue acting, did the other actors, black and different, whoever, did they welcome you in?
No. I mean, I didn't know nobody. I ran with Don Cheadle, Bruce Beatty, Jeff Thorne, David Dunsing, some cats. They all graduated from California Institute of the Arts the same day I left. I taught school there. Wow. Okay, so let me go. See, I got it, because you know I got to tell y'all the story.
Yeah,
so
tell
the
us.
story is
Tell
like
it.
this. It's like this. So when I was 18, 19, I went to a welding school because they used to have, you know, that CETA program, and you could go learn a trade. They would give you $212 every 2 weeks, just enough for some lunch money and bus fare. And you could go learn a trade. So I did that. I finished the 8-month program in 4 months and some shit like that. I was a certified welder for 4 months. You feel me? So then I did that. I did vacuum forming and carpentry and all that bullshit. So when I went to Contra Costa College, where I first started acting, and it's all just synchronicity because, again, I listened to that little voice on my shoulder. I went and signed up for school. And then when I left, I was walking back out, and there was a door, and a big ass, you know, one of them big ass silver doors. And I went, I wonder what the fuck's in there. And I just walked in the back door. And they was doing a show called The Wiz. And I was like, really? Can I audition? And they said the auditions are over. And I was like, well, can I help out somehow? I want to be in the theater. And he was like, what can you do? And I said, I'm a welder. And he goes, really? And I go, yeah. And he goes, there's 4 towers.
The Tin Man need help.
Nigga, there's 4 towers over there. No, we had 18-foot towers with 1.5-inch steel bar that had to be welded together. And then I had to put chain link fence around them. So I had to braze, stick weld, and acetylene weld all at the same time. And I knew them all. And I built the whole motherfucking set. Not the whole set, but I built the main towers that was in the set of The Wiz. Right. Now, I'm up there on the thing. I'm singing, you know, some motherfucking George Benson. There I go, there I go, there I go. Right? I'm up on top of the tower, welding, singing some George Benson. And the motherfucker who played The Wiz decided he didn't want to be in the show no more. He didn't like the director. And all I hear is, fuck you, bitch. I don't want that motherfucking shit. He comes storming out the theater. He goes through the shop. He out the back door. She's running after me. What was the motherfucker's name? Darnell. I remember this shit. Darnell. June Richards was the teacher. Darnell, you come back here. You come back here. Crazy white lady. Fuck you, bitch. He ran out the back door. She walking back in through the motherfucking shop. I'm up there. There I go. There I go. There I go. Right? And she goes, hey. And, you know, I kept singing. She was like, hey. And I was like, what? What? She was like, can you act? I was like, I've had an acting class. She was like, come here. So I got down off the tower, walked out on the stage. She said, read this. I read it. She said, read it like a preacher. I read it like a preacher. She said, okay, you the Wiz. That's what
Amazing, right? Because Richard Pryor was the voice of the Wiz, but you was the Wiz.
I was the Wiz. Amazing, right? Right? Now watch this part. I rehearsed as the Wiz for 2 weeks. And this shaman and motherfucker came back after 2 weeks. And she gave him his part back, and I was one of the Emerald City people and one of the flying monkeys. Oh my God.
Damn. You went from the welder to the Wiz.
I was like, yo, this makes for a good movie. Damn it. To an extra. And then I never got to leave the stage because I built the set, so I knew how to move the shit around when the scenes had to change.
Damn, yo.
So I'm on that motherfucker in my costume, fucking around like a monkey, and then the lights go down, then I gotta jack the set up, move this over here, go jack this one up and move that over here. Wow. Run off stage, put on my little Emerald City people costume.
You were the hardest working man in show business.
Hardest working little person in show business.
That's right. My mama used to say to me, what are you doing at that school that you gotta be there 20 hours a day? And I told her, it's like, Mom, I'm acting, I'm doing what I love. You need to come see the show, you know? And it was temporary because after we did the Wiz, you know, I was playing with that.
Oh, go ahead. Do your thing. But you know what I mean? I get it. I get your friend. I understand.
Don't laugh. No, seriously though. Because, you know, and then from there, I did some community theater.
Yeah.
And then I did some repertory theater in Santa Rosa as a technician and all that shit. It took me 3 years to get all that in order. And then the acting thing was in order. And then the dude who ran the summer repertory theater that I was working at. Okay, let me back up a little bit. My man, J.R. Morocco, who ran Contra Costa College's theater department, that dude was a big, you know, thing in my life too, because he's the one who gave me my first job welding behind the scenes. You feel me?
Yeah.
Taught me how to grow weed and motherfucker. Then he was another motherfucker, took me whitewater rafting when I hadn't done shit like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like shit like that. We outward bound 13 days in the mountains with no food.
Outward bound.
All we did was eat berries and fruit and shit like that off the trees. We had to find the food. I lost like 12 pounds. I ain't gonna lie and shit.
You were naked and afraid.
He was introducing you to some culture.
All that shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's J.R. Morocco. Okay, on to this other motherfucker, Thomas Megna, who ran Santa Rosa Summer Repertory Theater, who asked me if I wanted a job in Valencia, California, running the shop at California Institute of the Arts, which is like the premier, you know, acting school out here. It's like Juilliard, West Coast, right? So now I'm up there running the shop. Don Cheadle, Bruce Beatty, Jesse Borrego had left. Timothy Burton was up there. You know what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers was up there. These motherfuckers used to come to me when they had to do their work study, and I would sign their work study and wouldn't make them work. Go get out of here, motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I taught welding and vacuum forming and all that shit up at this art school. And then I left there in 85 when they all graduated. I left because I wanted to pursue acting. I didn't want to be a technician. And so we all kind of moved in together around each other. You know what I mean? And then we all started pursuing acting together. Me, Don, Bruce, Dave.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's a whole different, you know.
Yeah, that's history right there.
It was all synchronicity, man, because if I hadn't never turned right and walked in that door, it probably never would have happened.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or if you didn't listen to that little person on your shoulder.
You know, and that's something, man, I wanted to talk about that a little bit just because, you know, I think that, you know, in the situation we're in right now, we got to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to put it out there. Like, y'all motherfuckers need to understand this. And this is just something that's like on my mind. You motherfuckers need to find somebody who got y'all back. I'm talking to everybody in the room right now. Find somebody who got y'all back. Get you a gun. Get you some ammunition. Get you some fucking food and some water. And find out what the fuck gonna be after this shit is over. And I'm just being honest. This is just what I feel. I got water in my house. I got beans, rice in my cabinets. Enough of, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? I got my shotguns under my bed, and I got plenty of motherfucking ammo in my pad right now. And it's just how I'm doing it. I'm telling everybody else, I don't give a fuck. Get it together. Because we don't know what these people going to do. You said it. Mm-hmm. You sitting up here watching the debate. You watching two people that ain't got shit for us. Not a one of them. I'm just putting that out there. They don't give a fuck about us. White people either. They don't give a fuck about these motherfucking Ku Klux Klan members and these motherfuckers in these trailers and these stupid white people that think we taking their jobs and, you know what I'm saying? Make America great again, all that bullshit. And I'm going to go get my fucking pistol and these niggas come around me. I'm going to shoot me 2-3 of them motherfuckers. They don't give a fuck about them either. You see what I'm saying? On some real shit. They don't give a fuck about them.
Yeah, they don't care about it. Their own base.
They're playing politics. Nigga, all they doing is figuring out how to divide the money. And who get to divide the money.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Bush gave the banks however many billions of dollars he wanted to give them. Obama turned around and gave the car companies however many billions of dollars he wanted to give them. They was all up there passing about money, right? They passing out money. Obama decided that the insurance companies didn't have enough money, so what did he do? He made it mandatory that everybody got insurance. Even if the government had to help out, the insurance companies was going to get their money. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So the motherfuckers who are holding all the cards, they getting their money. Pharmaceutical companies are getting their money. You feel me? Y'all know about the 1996 Child Injury Act that Ronald Reagan signed into? The pharmaceutical companies are the people that make the vaccines and make right?
Yep.
Now, there's a bill in place signed by Ronald Reagan that says the pharmaceutical companies are not liable if you get sick, if you die, nothing like that. Now, who got their back? The government. The government put an agency in place with a $280,000 cap on it that says that's as much as you get. No matter if you die, get sick in the hospital for the rest of your motherfucking life.
Autism, disability, whatever.
It don't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just saying, right? Yeah. If you look back at it, right now we in this situation. The pharmaceutical companies are making vaccines for us.
Right.
They are not liable if we die, get sick, or you know what I'm saying? If we are disabled for the rest of our life from the bullshit that they stick with us. Right? They're not liable, right? Mm-hmm. The only people that are going to pay is the government. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. And they got a cap on that.
And
he's trying to make the FDA, who ain't got nothing to do
now watch this.
with pharmaceuticals, in charge.
The pharmaceutical companies are the ones who run the tests. You know, the CDC, the FDA, the NIH, or the WHO don't test the fucking vaccines.
Right.
The pharmaceutical company runs the test and then they give the results to the motherfucking government and say, this is what we found about the vaccines that we made.
Wow.
That's like asking your brother, did you steal? Like, nah, he good.
Nah,
you feel me?
Yeah.
That's like betting on a fight that the mafia put up.
Right, exactly.
So I mean, it seems like we in a situation of wagging a dog. We chasing our tail.
That's why I'm telling you, get a gun, get some water, get some food, and get some ammunition, and don't move till you know what you're moving against. That's all I'm saying. Because guess what? We unemployed. I'm unemployed right now. They just offered me a job, but then they took it away from me. But that's beside the point.
I'll put you in something.
But no, you understand what I'm saying though? Mm-hmm. So we unemployed right now. And that unemployment goes across the board.
Right.
You feel me? Mm-hmm. You know they done told the meat market they can't make no more, you can't cut no more meat.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. They just burnt down 3 of the biggest sugar plants in the motherfucking world.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Y'all watching this shit go down?
Yeah, shit is going down.
The food is about to get scarce, bro. And I hope I ain't panicking nobody. If y'all watching this shit, I'm not trying to panic nobody like Trump said. I'm just trying to, I just said what I said because I didn't want to panic nobody. But I'm telling you, shit's about to go down. If y'all watch it, it's happening. When this shit first started, all they said was, we're going to do a lockdown for 2 weeks. Just so if the shit is fucked up, we don't overrun the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 8 months later.
Right.
We all walking around scared as fuck. You don't want to bump into nobody. You don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want to
scratch your eye, pick your nose.
You don't want
to
touch nothing. You don't want to touch your face. You wearing a mask. You can't breathe. These motherfuckers make your motherfucking it causes carbon dioxide to go into your body, which raises your cortisol levels, which suppresses your immune system. If you wear it too long, you'll be susceptible to any motherfucking coronavirus, Coxsackie virus, rhinovirus, polio virus, any kind of fucking virus
SARS,
going on right
shit.
there. You're going to be susceptible to all that shit. You feel me? Because of this motherfucker right here. Now, it will stop the coronavirus. Right? It will. Because if I sit here talking to you for 10 minutes and I'm coughing in your face and I'm symptomatic and I'm sick, you may get enough of the virus that you get sick. And this is what they're not telling people. Outside, the fucking coronavirus doesn't transmit. You standing outside talking to a motherfucker, you ain't got to have a goddamn mask on. That shit ain't gonna jump from me to you. I mean, 6 meter, 3 meter. Shit's not happening. Motherfucker coughing and choking and he got a fever and he's sweating and snot running out his nose. If he cough up and you swallow that shit, you might get sick. But you're not going to get, you know what I'm saying? You got to get a certain amount of the virus before it's infectious. You know what I mean?
Take your time, brother.
No, because I done went off and I'm off on some other shit. I'm an actor. I make movies for a living. Like, I did Menace to Society. I did Colors. I did all kind of shit. You feel me? I'm really happy.
You survived some of the most gangster movies ever.
That part. Now watch this. Pull up your phone. Type in ZNC +2. ZN +2 inhibits coronavirus, artery virus, replicase in vitro, in vivo, and see what comes up. And then look at it.
Hey, you took us to school on that one.
Sound like your phone gonna blow up.
No,
Damn it.
watch. Just pull up your phone and type in zinc inhibits coronavirus and artery virus.
Yeah,
Replicase
my man Leland
in
Sharp over
vitro,
here
right?
saying facts.
Yeah.
Everything you say. Yeah.
Leland, what's up, baby?
Everybody know Leland. What's up, Leland?
Okay, so if you pull up that website, it's a website from Close Pathogens, Close.org. Huh?
PLOS.org.
Yeah, Close.org. It's a medical journal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you pull it up?
Yeah.
Now I want you to say something. No. Stay right there. Pull up the article. Now read the title.
She got to read that shit.
It says zinc. It's zinc N +2, which is the molecular zinc. Just pull it up.
It says ZN2 plus inhibits coronavirus and
Artery virus.
virus, RNA
Polymerase.
You know the whole article?
Yeah, I
Activity in
do.
vitro and
Zinc.
Ionophores.
Block.
The
Replicase.
replication of these viruses in cell culture.
Okay, now, what that means is zinc intracellularly blocks the replicase of coronavirus and artery virus. But if you read the whole thing, now listen, because I got to make this because they ain't going to let you publish this if I don't say this. It's not coronavirus. It's not SARS-CoV-2. This is SARS-CoV. This is the regular coronavirus. SARS-CoV-2 is another strand of coronavirus. But the polyproteins are basically the same if you look at viruses. So if it stops the replicase of one virus, it should stop the replicase of the other virus. Because what it does is it stops the polyproteins from doing what they do. So the replicase, the RNP, the ribonucleic acid dependent and the ribonucleic acid polymerase doesn't happen. So the virus can't replicate. Okay? Now, I didn't mean to go into the whole molecular
We needed that.
bullshit of it.
Damn it, Glenn
But
Smart.
the only reason I went into it is because I decided I was going to read up on this shit. Now, I want you to scroll down a little bit.
These are some big words.
And no, don't even look at the words. I just
Don't
want
get
you to go
intimidated.
down and I want you to look at the date that fucking article was
Oh, the
written.
date?
Y'all let this sink in.
Let's see.
When was it written?
Oh, May 17, 2010.
Wow.
Published November 4, 2010.
You feel me?
Wow.
What's the date?
Oh, shit.
We
What year is it?
2020.
Years ago.
2020.
September
So
2020.
how long have they known that zinc had something to do with the replicase of viruses?
For a long
10
time.
10 years.
10 years. Have the government or Fauci or Dr. Burke or Trump, Biden, any of these motherfuckers, have any of them brought up anything about zinc being able to inhibit the replicase of coronavirus? Now, not only does it inhibit coronavirus, but artery virus and rhinovirus and Coxsackie virus, polio virus, E. coli, Ebola, any RNA positive virus, it inhibits all that shit from replicating. If a virus can't replicate, it can't fuck you up.
Now, is this the zinc that you purchased in CVS?
This is the zinc that you can go to CVS
Only one zinc.
and pop it in your mouth. You can get liquid, you can get the capsule, you can get the powder, you can get whatever you want to get.
Wow.
Now watch this. This is the fucked up part. You read that thing and it said that zinc ionophores block the replicase.
Yeah.
So when you have an ionophore, what that is, Ionophore helps the zinc get down intracellularly because the body only accepts zinc in small doses because it's an ion, right? It's an ion, so it exists extracellularly, like outside the cell. And it only allows a little bit because it causes replication to stop, right? So if it stops the RNP replicase, then that means in the nucleus, when the nucleus sends out a genome, right? When the nucleus sends out a genome, when it cuts something off the DNA, it'll cut a code off the DNA, right? That's the deoxynucleic acid. It cuts a code off the DNA. And this is just fucking biology. It just cuts the code off the DNA. Once it separates, then there's 1, 2, 3 polymerase that happens that puts the code back on there. And then that 1, 2, 3 polymerase in the subculture, it makes that piece of the DNA into RNA. It's RNA positive, and then it's a message RNA. So it sends that genome out into the cell, from the nucleus out into the cell. It gets read by ribosomes, and the ribosomes tell it what to do. It turns it into a amino acid. It turns the amino acids into proteins, and then the proteins tell the cell what it's going to do, right? That's what happens. Wow. That genome. A virus is the same thing, except it has a surrounding, Anyway, it has it's encased in the surround proteins and fatty acids and all that bullshit. But on the inside, there's a genome in that virus. That virus attaches to, it has receptors and shit on it. It attaches to an ACE2 enzyme, and the ACE2 enzyme pulls it down intracellularly, right? It pulls it in. Now, that RNP is what happens intracellularly. It doesn't hijack the cell. That's what the cell does, because the cell has to, because the nucleus sends out genomes. It has to read them so it knows what to do. When this one sends a genome in from the outside, it reads that one too. Now, it puts a 5' cap and a 3' tail on it, a 3 poly A tail and a 5' cap, and it gets read from the 5 to the 3. Hey, Cisco, you getting all this? Are you getting all this? Cisco, are you getting all of this?
Right? Because
Are you getting all I heard was zinc.
Keep going, bud.
You getting all this? No, I'm serious, right? It gets read from the 5 to the 3. When a virus comes in, it gets read from the 3 to the 5, and that's why it replicates. And it replicates and it replicates and replicates. And what happens is it fills up the cell. Once the cell gets full, it dies. It goes into something called apoptosis. And when apoptosis happens, the cell dies, it bursts open, and all those viruses go out into the body. Now, each one of those viruses, whether it's 300,000 or 3 billion, each one of them is going to attack another cell. You feel me? And it's going to make either 300,000 or 3 billion viruses. So that's why you have to stop the replicates. You have to stop it before it starts fucking up. Yeah. Right? And this is the thing.
That's how you're going to stop the spread of it.
You stop the spread of it by stopping the replicates. That's what zinc does. That's why.
Wow. So is zinc heavy in your cabinet right now?
I wish I could pull up my Instagram thing. Nigga, I got zinc.
Well, I'm going to get some zinc tomorrow.
What's your Instagram? I'm going to follow it.
Glenn 818.
There you go.
I'm going to tell you because
Glenn
it's like this. Dr. Fauci said something a few weeks ago. He said something. He said something to the effects of, I don't know why y'all taking all them vitamins. The only vitamins I would ever take is vitamin C and vitamin D. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, there was an article, there was a doctor in Wuhan when this shit first started. He had a patient, and the patient's mom had coronavirus, and she was in the hospital. Long story short, she was in ICU dying. And before she was in ICU, her daughter had her on a 21,000 milligram regimen of vitamin C a day, and she was fine. Coronavirus took over because grandma stopped taking the shit. She went to the hospital. She was dying. The lady went to the hospital and told the people she was on the 21,000 milligram of vitamin C a day. Keep her on that. I guess they gave it to her intravenously. A week later or 2 weeks later, she was out of ICU and back in regular care. And a week after that, she was back at home in her bed. Coronavirus free. You feel me? That's only on vitamin C. Now, this was the story that was, going around. Whether this doctor was real, it was an Asian doctor. Whether it was real or not, I don't know. But what I do know is, and this is why I started telling you the story about the ionophore and, pulling the zinc down into the cell. The ionophore opens the cell up and lets the zinc in, and it stops that RNP enzyme from happening.
Let me ask you something, and this is going back to when you said you were pre-med. Is this the area that you were like
do with that.
You wanted to focus on?
It's all just coming to you.
This pre-med was something I did because my mom wanted me to be a doctor. She went from welfare to an RN. You feel me? Sure. And I said, if you can go from welfare to an RN, then I can go from where I am from to a doctor.
Right.
You know, pre-med, all that. I was, whatever.
What area of medicine did you want to study?
I wanted to be a pediatrician. That's about it. Yeah. But the reason I was doing
Drink director.
So we're gonna line this into some politics, and then we're gonna come back.
Yes.
So the political thing is, and I know y'all hate Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter. Let me get that out of my mouth. First and foremost, I don't want y'all to think I'm sitting over here supporting Trump. I'm not. But what I know about Geminis, because I was married to one for 15 years, is they talk a lot.
Because there's 4 of them.
They talk a lot. They do. They have a lot to say. And sometimes they talk before they think. Trump's a Gemini. And that's his problem. And a lot of people don't understand that. Trump will start talking before, he can't help himself. Y'all watched the debate.
Right.
He kept interrupting that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And he kept interrupting. And next thing you know, he was debating with Wallace. Wallace is debating now. Biden over there like,
why am I here? Like I feel like I've never seen a debate where the moderator was beefing. Instead of just asking questions, he was like, nah.
Hell no. Like, nah, what I asked you was, you know what I'm saying, nigga, if you want to step outside.
Right, answer the question.
But here's the thing. The thing is this, though. When this shit first happened, yes, Trump was standing back behind the podium, and motherfuckers was talking, and you heard Trump say, I'm going to take some hydroxychloroquine.
Right.
Right? He said that. And the reason he said it...
It's the best drug on the market.
Right. The reason he kept saying that shit is because somebody told him what the business was. Hydroxychloroquine stops cytokine storms. They give it to people who have lupus and stuff like that.
Lupus, malaria.
Well, it's a malaria drug.
It's been on the market for 20 years.
My daughter has lupus. She caught the coronavirus, and that's how she...
That's how she kicked it? They gave her hydroxychloroquine? Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, though, hydroxychloroquine is a derivative, I guess, of chloroquine. And chloroquine is a derivative of quinine. And quinine has been around since the 1600s. Like, they used it for malaria back in the 1600s, but it was in the bark. They chewed on the bark to get the quinine out the bark, and it helped them with malaria. Okay, long story short, Trump said hydroxychloroquine. But it wasn't because hydroxychloroquine was curing the coronavirus. It was because hydroxychloroquine is an ionophore. It's an ionophore for zinc.
Now, what is an ionophore?
The ionophore,
what does that mean?
If I need to put something in my hand, like, no, motherfucker, you ain't coming in.
It's a foundation.
The ionophore does like this.
It can latch onto it.
And it allows whatever trying to get in. So when the zinc needs to go in, hydroxychloroquine just opens the pathway and goes, you're going in there. Stops the replicates. Right? All the doctors that were touting hydroxychloroquine touted hydroxychloroquine with a zinc azithromycin back. Y'all like how I put that in the drink?
I like that. This shit is like
a lot of people who had side effects they received too much.
Okay.
Thank you, drink director.
Hydroxychloroquine will fuck you up if you have heart palpitations, if you have like certain illnesses, right?
And you give them too much.
But it's not too much if you take it for too long, and if you get too much.
Right.
So we're gonna move into that too. I'm gonna tell you something about that. So hydroxychloroquine was touted. Trump touted hydroxychloroquine. They came out with all these fucking reviews. That shit don't work. It ain't no good. It's fucking people up. Blah 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 blah. The most you should take in a day is 600 milligrams. Period. Plain and simple. No more than that. The most they were giving these people was 200 milligrams, right? But they took the overdose equivalent and said it didn't work. Now, in the Lancet report, there were some doctors that wrote something in the Lancet report that said hydroxychloroquine didn't work. And then they went and debunked that bullshit and they had to pull it down. So when they put that out, the Lancet is one of the biggest medical journals in the world, right? So when the Lancet came out with hydroxychloroquine doesn't work, the FDA pulled it off the market. Can't take hydroxychloroquine, and any of you doctors that's prescribing it, you're going to lose your license.
It's crazy because that drug's been around for 20 years.
Yeah, and it's a, what do they call it? A something drug that you use instead of something.
Like the percentage of people that have been messed up over hydroxychloroquine is like, the percentage is minimal.
That's not the point. The point is this. If you take it for too long, it can mess you up. If you're taking 600 to
I mean,
1,200 milligrams.
That's anything. You take Advil for too long, you're going to mess up your liver.
You take acetaminophen too long.
Tylenol too long, you're going to get an ulcer.
Right.
Too much water will fuck you up.
So what happened was,
you're gonna pee a lot.
You can overhydrate yourself. Yeah.
Wow.
And so what happened was the Lancet report put that out. They pulled it because they found out it was fake. And then these other doctors came out with some other reports and they pulled hydroxychloroquine again because they proved it didn't work. But then when you went in to read the reports, and this is what I like to do, I like to go in and read the peer review reports, right? Found out that they was giving those motherfuckers 2,500 to 4,000 milligrams a day.
Wow.
They was basically ODing people and almost killing them.
Now, let me ask you a question. Because you have a lot of information. You just gave us a tutorial on zinc and COVID, right?
Yeah.
In knowing this information, it's empowering, but it's also, it has to be like a burden almost. How does it make you feel?
The reason it's a burden, here's the reason it's a burden. Because when you walk up to somebody and you go, man, listen, bro, don't wear that mask when you're walking down the street. Nigga, what you talking about, man? Fuck that bullshit, man, something. And this, that, and fourth, and the third, and whoopsie, wham. And I'm like, bro, listen, I'm just telling you because, you know, I'm trying to help you out. I did the research. You know what I'm saying? If you go, like right now, I say, you know, open the door, open the window, let some air in. You know what I'm saying? So we can all be sure that if somebody in here got, you know, I'm pretty sure ain't nobody in here because all y'all be sick by now. You know, and even if you asymptomatic, there's another peer review thing that came out. Even if you asymptomatic, it's hard to infect somebody if you asymptomatic. Slim chance and none. If I'm asymptomatic, if I'm carrying the virus and I'm asymptomatic, then I'm going to infect you. But this is the shit that they're not telling people. What they're telling people is, oh yeah, you can get infected if you're asymptomatic. You can infect somebody else, but it's highly implausible that I will infect you if I'm asymptomatic. If I'm not symptomatic, coughing with mucus and and fever and all that shit, it would be hard for me to infect you. But if I am coughing and I got fever and all that shit is going, then I could infect you. And at the same time, I would still, and I'm talking all this shit like I know what I'm talking about, but these are just pure reviews that I've read, pure reviews that I've read. I don't know this shit like, I'm not a virologist. Y'all know that shit. Y'all know I ain't no virologist. Okay, go ahead.
No. I mean, finish your thought. So what I'm saying
is, I'm just saying this because, people do this. They go and some motherfucker got a YouTube channel and he running his mouth. And they like, how do you know? He's like, well, I just feel, or I just think, or I just whatever. You feel me?
Right.
I'm never going to tell you what I think or what I feel unless we just talk it. When I talk this type of shit, I got the paperwork.
Nah, brother. After all them big words you just named and RNs and different molecular structures that you just broke down, we definitely know that you know exactly what the hell you talking about.
Because I read it. Feel me? Now watch this.
In a book.
I also did this. I went to clinicaltrials.gov. Go to clinicaltrials.gov and pull up ascorbic acid and zinc and the efficacy against coronavirus and watch. The motherfucking government has already started doing. I don't know if they started doing the trials, but I know they had the initiative to start the trials back in April to tell people whether or not zinc and vitamin C had any kind of efficacy over coronavirus spread.
So where do we go from here, bro? I mean, where do we go? We
this is what
let's
I'm
say
tell you.
Like we got the information,
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Like
how
do we get out of the storm?
Glenn Plummer got the cure.
I don't have the cure. This is why I told you what I told you. They've known since 2010 that zinc does what it does. If they haven't studied zinc and the efficacy of ascorbic acid, which is basically vitamin C, against coronavirus, I know that they initiated the trials. It was supposed to be a trial of 520 people. They started it in April. It was supposed to be a 28-day trial. It started April 2nd. It was supposed to end April 30th. But it was supposed to go.
But I mean, 500 people.
520 people.
But compared to 500 million people, you know what I mean?
I'm just saying this.
How do we?
If I test myself, if he got coronavirus.
He does.
Sorry, and he got coronavirus, and I give him zinc and vitamin C, and he get well, and I give this motherfucker a placebo, and he don't get well. I don't mean this motherfucker. But if I give him a placebo and he don't get well, and I tell you, I gave him zinc and vitamin C and he got well, and I gave him a placebo and he didn't get well, would you want some zinc and vitamin C?
You're damn right.
Yep.
And that's just 2 motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. If I test 520 people.
But that, you're talking about zinc, that is something natural. But if somebody comes out with a vaccine, I'm good. Like, I'm not touching that shit because I don't know what's in it.
But here's what I'm saying, bro, and this is the sad part. Vaccines are vaccines. Vaccines were created by a black man? They'd never tell you motherfuckers that. Vaccines were created by a slave, some shit he learned in Africa back in the 1700s. He took some mucus from some people being sick and gave himself the mucus, and he created antibodies, and he didn't get sick. He gave that information to a doctor back in the 1700s. You can look it up.
So let me ask you this. What do you think about Dr. Sebi? I mean, you know anything about Dr. Sebi?
That's alkaline diet. That's a mucus suppression. That's the real deal. If your body is like your body is alkaline, like our bodies are alkaline.
Yeah.
And if we basically get on an alkaline diet, that means we are free of mucus, we are free of like all kinds of shit. It's almost like bacteria. Bacteria lives in mucus. Cancer lives in mucus. Anything you know lives in mucus. If you don't have no mucus, you basically cool, right? Why do you think they keep making motherfuckers trying to drink milk?
Oh, wow.
Because it ain't nothing but mucus, nigga. They stick that mucus down your throat. You keep drinking that mucus, you gonna stay sick.
All this time.
That's what Dr. Sebi was battling. Said get rid of the mucus.
All this time.
And you'll be good.
Get rid of the mucus and you're good. I got 5 books on Dr. Sebi diets, man. It's like, I haven't basically started just going into them hard like I should. Why do you think everybody's trying to sell CMOS?
Look, so is the moral
earlier? Like he died, and now everybody's promoting everything he taught.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: so is the moral of the story to keep the 85% blind, deaf, and dumb, just to keep them running in circles and fear?
Listen, man, I'm like this. What's the outcome? I mean, what's really the outcome?
Yeah, what is it?
There's 320 million people in America. 300 million of them don't know what the fuck is going on. They all on a hamster wheel doing the same thing. They've been doing the same thing for however long they've been doing it. There's 6 rich families that run the world. There's 13 families that run every country. You know what I'm saying? They got their little shit in the countries, and then the 6 families that run the world. And there's a thing called the economy.
Bilderberg.
And as long as we keep spending money and keep doing what we're doing, then they keep getting rich. And they hold the power because they got us running after something that's not really success for us. We never went after monetary gain. Everything we did as people was about life after death. You know what I'm saying? Spirituality.
And for the people.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
For our family.
Control?
Do I believe in it?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No. Why would you kill motherfuckers? Excuse my
If
language.
you're killing the earth, I think you have to tone it down.
Watch this, man. Do you know what ants do?
Mm-hmm.
Ants build a community. And they build a mound. And they stay on that mound.
And that mound get
Bees
bigger.
build a hive, and they stay in that hive. You know, bears go in a cave, and they get in the cave, and they hibernate. Beavers go do their shit over there. We ain't no different. We congregate in the same place. Everybody want to be in New York, nigga, because New York.
Right, and that's why the world is small.
Whoa, slow down, slow down. That's New York.
From LA to Richmond, there's 400 miles of nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's called Yosemite.
Bro, how many cities could we build in between? And it would be popping. All the cities would be popping, and people just didn't have to be.
Well, Osho tried, but they got him the hell out of here, didn't they?
Who's that?
Osho, when he tried to build a community,
right.
all
But all
shit.
I'm saying is, man, you ask me where we going and what we doing, and all I'm saying is they got everything. They got all the money. They got us running after the carrot. They got us doing everything we doing. And now it's like they want to take capitalism and keep it right here and turn our civil liberties into a communistic society.
Right.
They told us it was going to be 2 weeks. They told us it was going to be 2 weeks. 2 weeks just so we don't overrun the hospitals. It's 8 months later, bro, and they got us walking around with these things on our face. Close down. They pacifying niggas with $600. They pacifying people with $300. Trump sent everybody $1,200. Here's some pacification money. Do what we want you to do. And now it's like, okay, that 6 is gone. We gave you the 12.
Right.
We're going to pop y'all with this little 3 2 times.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We're going to let y'all keep collecting y'all unemployment. But have they opened up small businesses? No. Do they want everybody to go get them what do they call them? SBA loans,
right.
Government loans? Yes. Are they have all the crooks went and got the PPP loans
right.
and said I got 1,000 employees and all that, and now they all going to jail because they went and bought boats and Ferraris and you know what I'm saying? All that, I got a little. Yeah. Come on, man. Trump telling people he got an initiative for Mexicans. He has an initiative, economic initiative for Mexicans. He just opened up something called a Platinum Plus deal for black people. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He talked about it.
But he's pandering to the public, bro. Ain't none of that coming.
None of that.
Ain't none of that coming. We not getting none of that money. We ain't getting none of that money.
Lakers got $8 million.
Who?
The Lakers. Yeah.
Right.
You know,
small business.
You know, Glenn, the other thing is
Homer, why? What are you?
The other thing is that black people, I'm gonna speak about black people. You know, because I watch my mom, my sister, they glued to CNN, they glued to this, they glued to that. I mean, I think that you could just kill yourself with too much Trumpism, too much politics, too much of like just downtrodden, we not going nowhere.
You sure the fuck can.
Look, man, one of the things is this, bro. You know what? Here's the thing about black people. They're saying suicide is up and alcoholism is up and all that kind of bullshit.
Hell yeah.
You know what?
Cheers to that.
The thing is, bro,
Suicide.
as a culture, we've never had it. When depression happened,
We survived.
You didn't see no
We ain't tripping. We weren't jumping off no rooftops. Just like Tuesday. We was like, okay.
Hold up.
Gonna be harder than
You
that.
talking about depression to a people who have been enslaved for hundreds of years. Where were they committing suicide? They weren't hanging themselves. They had too many other problems.
All I'm trying to say is that you talk about black people, and no, that's not going to affect us like it's affecting them.
Thank you.
And they know it's not going to affect us like it's affecting them. Why do you think they keep saying we are affected disproportionately than any other race? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I mean, I think it's just because we're just not, when we go in, we're just not getting the proper care. We're not getting treated. We're not being a priority like anybody
That's
else.
exactly what he just said.
They're not. They're just lying to you. We already are. We have been.
We come
They're
from
just
a
telling
society-
you what they want you to be.
We come from a society of people where we have somebody like Dr. Sabi who has to come into existence and tell us how we need to eat. You feel me?
And then they want to kill him.
We got all these people coming in and telling us you're supposed to be eating this, you're supposed to be eating that, you're supposed to have a holistic diet. You're not supposed to be eating meat, chicken, you know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be eating that shit. You're supposed to be chewing curd. Your teeth go like this. They don't go up and down. You don't have incisors. You ain't supposed to be biting into flesh. You feel me?
Wow.
So we got all these people telling us that we need to eat a certain way. If we don't eat that way, now some brothers like you and, you know, some brothers like this brother right here, you motherfuckers' metabolism is what it is. You probably work out a little something. I used to work out all the time, but I'm getting up in age and I'm already getting a little
He
something.
walks in white neighborhoods
Right, and get harassed.
and then runs from white people.
You see what I'm saying, though,
Yeah.
man? So you fit, right? But then when you look at it, there's other people of our race and shit, even Hispanic people too. There's a. I mean, when you look at, I go to Mexico all the motherfucking time. You don't see obese Mexicans in Mexico.
Really?
No.
You do here.
But because they on a Western diet, I'm just trying to tell you. You go to Spain, you
Like
go to
Europe, definitely you don't see obese
You go to
people
Brazil,
like that.
you
Yeah.
go to places like that, Hispanic, Latin people, they don't, but if you come here and you put food in your body that's not indigenous to your culture, it's going to blow you up, cuz. And I'm not saying nothing bad about nobody, I'm just saying these are the facts. And we've been here. We've been here 400 years. It takes at least 2,500 years to rearrange the DNA program so that you can ingest the food that you're ingesting and have it be really good for you.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's what we're going through right now. That's why we're obese. Now, that being said, what is the number one disease? What am I trying to say? What is the number one thing that creates sickness in the world? Do you know?
I don't know. I was gonna say the number one disease, but I don't know.
No, that's cool. You can say mucus. What do you think? I'm just throwing it out there.
What was the question?
What is the number one thing that creates disease in the world?
Bad
Stress.
white people.
Dirty. Say it again.
Stress.
Now.
Stress.
Now. Where do we live?
Man.
What have we been under?
Stress.
Since day motherfucking one.
Stress creates high blood pressure. Stress create high blood pressure creates heart problems. Stress creates cancer.
COPD, diabetes,
PTSD.
Stress creates prison.
Depression, everything.
Feel me out though. Watch this. Why would they put in the paper that, or why would they announce that coronavirus is killing black people more than anybody else?
I don't believe that.
You don't have to believe it. But you don't have to believe it. But why would
stress
they
us out.
say it?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't believe that that's true.
But why would they say it?
Stress you out.
They just laying a little stress on you. Now watch this.
Even this protest is causing stress.
Black people that have died over the, if they were all dying in New York, would you be stressed out? You know why you wouldn't be stressed out? You'd be like, damn, that shit happening in New York.
Fucked up for New York.
Fuck, that's fucked up for New York. But watch this. If I kill a motherfucker in New York, then I kill a motherfucker in Texas, then I kill a motherfucker in Minnesota, kill a nigga in California, kill a motherfucker in South Dakota, kill a motherfucker in Missouri, kill a motherfucker in Chicago. Now where are black people dying?
All over the U.S.
All over the U.S. So now it's not just over there. Now you wake up, right? And you go outside and you can say what you want. But subliminally, motherfucker, you looking over your shoulder because if the police come and get you, nigga, you might die. Stress. Every day you wake up with a little bit of shit on your shoulder. Brown brothers too. Every day you wake up with a little bit of stress on your motherfucking shoulder.
But it's just us. I was at the car wash the other day, and this white politician, we were talking, and he asked me, it was the weirdest shit. He said, hey man, can I ask you a question? I'm like, yeah. He's like, do you really get nervous about the police when you drive? Fuck yeah. But it's common to us, but they don't know that.
It's common to us, and I was just ready to say that. Right. Now watch this. We've been living with that stress for the last 50, 60 years.
100.
We know you riding down the street, police pull you over, you might get your ass whooped.
You straighten up. The crazy shit is all your paperwork could be right. And you just like, shit.
Act like your mama walked in the room.
You know what I mean? Like, here we go.
That's really what it is. You act like your mama walked in the room.
But you know what, Glenn? Like, to bring it back around 360, because I mean, before we went left,
I know.
You had just became.
Well, thank you for that.
You had just became. We went from the Wiz to being a flying monkey.
I love that you do that.
There's a bit of stress that goes into this journey of acting, and and you have had a very successful career. I don't give a shit what nobody say. Working with you, I had the pleasure working with Glenn.
The first blood in the movies.
That's funny. I didn't even think about that.
Give it up one more time.
They only did crib, she was mad.
Hey, when he jumped on the bike and shit, right. He was the first blood.
This guy always got a question.
Oh, which one, Mitch?
Yeah, money making Mitch.
Money making Mitch.
So, I've had this pleasure of working with Glenn on Four Kings. It was a TV series that supposedly it's coming out somewhere. I keep on hearing.
He said Mars.
Mars Callahan.
Okay.
I was trying to get right on top.
You meant Mars.
No, I meant Mars Callahan.
Oh, okay. Who directed and was in Pool House Junkies that you first met doing that. Mm-hmm. And Four Kings is about four high stake gamblers, and you know, me and Glenn, we crewed up, and we always finding out where they gambling, and we run up on them, and take that shit.
Take that money.
But nice. You know, I mean, Armand Asante was in it. You know, what I mean,
we had some real cats.
Oh wow,
there was quite a few people in there, but you've played a lot of classic roles, man, and you've had, you know.
You know what? I've been very fortunate. I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been very fortunate, and I think I was also blessed because I did South Central, and from that movie, they didn't accept me in the upper echelon of acting.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But you know what's crazy is that, like, I read a few things that said, "Ooh, breakout role for Glenn Plummer that put you on the map."
Right.
But that's when you became accepted amongst Black Hollywood, so to speak.
Right. Yeah.
But what you're saying is now you accepted around Black Hollywood, but then the rest of Hollywood
he wants to
alienate you.
Nah, see, because again, man, like, here's the problem. We go to TV to do a certain thing. Television is for something else. It's called programming for a reason. And it's programming. It really is programming.
Right.
It's like, my dude showed me a little thing for kids. It was a thing for kids. He showed it to me. And they had the little kid. He was trying to find out what kind of family he wanted to be in. And they showed the white family, the father and the mother and the little white baby. And then they had the Mexican family with the father and the mother and the little baby. And then they had the black family with the father and the baby. Then they had the black family with the single mother and the baby. And then they had the white family with the single mother and the grandmother and the baby. And this is for toddlers, little kids with a little game to, like, you know, oh, family.
Yeah.
And they already showing them black people with gay parents.
Wow.
Or broken families.
Well, broken families or gay parents. But you see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
They didn't show the nuclear family or the Western nuclear family in that, on that little game.
Mother, father, kids.
Right, to start. So then when you think about it, it's like, what is the Holy Trinity?
Father, Son,
And,
Holy Spirit.
But see, you say the Holy Spirit, and people say the Holy Ghost. But it wasn't. It was the Father, the Son, and the Holy Mother. It always has been. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Mother. It's always been the Holy Mother. It turned into the Holy Spirit, then it turned into a ghost. Like, it's like, what the fuck? You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They took the mother out. They made her bad. Now they're trying to bring her back, but they bring her back with a lesbian chaser. You feel me? Like, it's like, and I'm not saying nothing bad about lesbians. My brother's gay, so you know what? Fuck people who say I got something against the LGBT community. I grew up with a gay man, one of my best friends in the whole world. My brother loved him. I just saw him a week ago. So fuck them. I ain't got shit against the LGBT community, But
there is a narrative that's being pushed.
There's a narrative that's being pushed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So they bringing it back like that. It's not the Father, the Son, and the Holy Mother anymore. It's the parents now. Feel me? They only saying parent now. You can't even say totem pole anymore. Or, you know, some women don't even want, like, if there's a bunch of women over there and you go, hey guys, what are you doing? We're not guys.
Yeah, what about us?
You know what I mean? Like,
Washington football team.
You know what I'm saying, though? I'm just saying, man. Like, it's like they've basically taken the mother out of the picture. You feel me?
So to bring this back around to the acting in Hollywood, what you're saying is they've been programming for TV, and they've been pushing their agenda.
When you watch a commercial, what does the child look like on the commercial now?
Looks mixed.
And light skin, curly hair.
Yeah.
And they made a big deal because our buddy Malik Whitfield did one of the first quote unquote mixed commercials. It was the Honey Nut Cheerios and interracial, and you know he's black from the Bronx, and it was like a white woman, and then the kid had light skin curly hair, and they made such a big deal out of that commercial.
Watch this. Now you see the light skinned mom with curly hair, or you see the little girl, and now she's not. It's not quite. You don't know what the fuck she is now, because the mom is light skinned with curly hair. and the husband is white.
Yeah, and now there's a category called when we go on auditions called ethnically ambiguous.
Now, I'll tell you about something else. You look this shit up. Webster's Dictionary, 1937. The definition of Caucasian. I want you to look it up. Then I want you to look up the definition of Caucasian in the Webster's Dictionary in 1988. Then I want you to look it up in 1989. Then I want you to look it up in 1986. Right? The definition of Caucasian in 1937 in the Webster's Dictionary, Merriam's Webster's Dictionary, was white skin coming from the Caucasus Mountains.
Right.
Right?
Caucasoids.
Not Caucasoid.
Oh.
Caucasian. Caucasoid Asian.
Yes.
Okay. Caucasian.
Caucasian.
I never thought about that.
Turk.
Interesting.
Finnish, whatever. Fuck, what is it? Finnish, Turk, Finnish.
Right?
No. Coming out of Asia. Turk, Finnish, something.
Samoan?
And no, but they were in Poland and places like that. Up in Poland and Hungary and all them places. Right? Caucasians coming out of the Caucasus Mountains. You look it up in 1986, and then it's Caucasian coming out of the Caucasus Mountains, whatever, and light skin. And then when you look it up in 1990 something, it's white skin to light skin with curly hair. They took the Caucasian, took the Asian out of Caucasian, turned it into Caucasoid, and completely took the Caucasus Mountains out. Now they're from North Africa, Asia, and India. Right?
Yeah.
And now if you look at the current definition of Caucasian, they've taken the Asian out. Now it's Caucasoid, like you said.
Or Europoid.
Coming from,
Or Europoid.
Or Europoid, right? Coming from the Caucasus Mountains, not coming from the Caucasus Mountains, but coming from Asia, North Africa, and India, right? Light skin to brown skin to curly hair. Are Caucasians now, right?
Like light skin?
Light skin to brown skin. Not light skin, light to brown skin.
White skin, not white skin like the 30s.
Yeah, not white skin. Light to brown skin with curly hair.
Because they know they're getting washed out.
Wait, I'm a Caucasian. My credit score
gonna
get better.
It's gonna get way better. But I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Not only are they, you feel me? Not only now are they doing what they do in the programming and the whole thing. Now they're going in the dictionary and they're trying to change history.
Yeah.
They're trying to
rewriting
change
things.
Yeah. But you can see it though. If you know the fruition of how it's taking place,
Right.
or how it's come to fruition, then you can see it. You can see what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can see it. It's in writing. It's like, you know what I mean? Hiding it or not hiding it. You feel me? Like. So anyway, I was babbling about something.
I feel like you know what? This did come full. No, good. Check it out. This did come full circle because, God damn it, you made me feel like we in the real life Wizard of Oz. There's a little man somewhere pushing all these buttons.
Yo, and all the jewels you just dropped, you might as well be the motherfucking Wiz. Because we like, you know. When we did Four Kings, I mean, your story was so captivating. Like that's what I was looking for, and you dropped so much like different shit tonight that we gonna have to have you back. We will. We gonna have to have you back.
And to chime in on that, because no one talks about the Salton Sea. That's where you really fucking captivated me in that movie. You know what you did?
Man.
I'm telling you, it was so many levels to that character in that movie.
Let me tell you the first.
Have me on the edge of my
the
seat.
favorite part of that character, of everything in the character. I was married at the time. I made them tattoo my wife's name right here. And my wife at the time.
That's hot. Right? That's hot though.
Put her name right there.
She loved that shit, didn't she?
I was shirtless.
Man.
Had her name right there. Wow, that's family. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And my little shit. Like I did that part, but guess what? Motherfuckers, get that shit.
No, but that was heavy work.
What was your favorite role that you ever played?
I don't know. I can't tell you that because
Showgirls.
no.
Showgirls, Saved by the Bell was looking alright.
No, man, because I mean.
Is this an easier question?
No,
who was your favorite person to work with then?
Robert Redford.
Damn.
That's OG.
Now, have you ever played a doctor?
Yes, once in my life.
How was that?
Was that on ER? No.
No, I was an orderly on ER. There was a show called Kung Fu. Remember Kung Fu?
Oh yeah, with
Kung Fu.
for sure.
Was it Kung Fu? No.
Back in the day?
It was Kung Fu. Who was the dude, the little short Chinese dude? The little short Chinese dude.
Tattoo? Jackie Chan?
Jelly?
No, the one who did Karate Kid.
Ralph Macchio? Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi.
Arnold.
Mr. Miyagi had a show.
What was Mr. Miyagi's real name?
He had a show.
Pat Morita.
Pat Morita.
Maracchio.
Pat Morita. Pat Morita had a show, and I think it was Kung Fu or something like that. I don't know what show it was.
That's great.
But he was sick, and John Levy was the casting director. Shout out
John-
to John Levy.
yeah, John Levy, he
cool ass motherfucker.
Yo, that motherfucker cool as hell. Yo, he cast me on ER.
Cool as hell.
I was like, I had an afro. I was playing a cop. He was like, I was like, yo, and I'll shave my afro if you guys need to. He was like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Cisco. I was like, hey, as long as I got the role, bro.
But I played a doctor who gave Pat Morita a checkup. That was the only time I ever played a doctor in the show. I played an orderly in the show. And the only time I ever played a lawyer in the show was in 2016 in Gifted with Chris Evans and Octavia Spencer and that little, what's that girl name? Oh, she gonna hate me. She was so cute and so bomb.
You know, it's funny because I just want to say, like, you gave a big, strong shout out to John Levy, and I heard so many great things about John Levy, you know what I mean, as far as relating to black folks. And that's what I have to say is that it's so confusing because you got great white folks out there, you got great black folks out there, and then your inner circles where you come from, people don't know what you know.
So, but when
or experience what you experienced.
When you compartmentalize things, you can have anything you want done any way you want it. Watch. I did a mid-season pickup with Bruce Box with that football playing dude who couldn't play football. Bo Jackson ran him over in the end zone. What was his name?
Bosworth.
I did a mid-season replacement with Brian Bosworth. And I played a guy whose mom had a restaurant on Ocean Boulevard. I had a helicopter business on Ocean Boulevard. And my character was this dreaded, like, you know, he wasn't Jamaican.
I remember that shit.
It was called Lawless, right?
Right.
I got this whole thing. I got the helicopter business. My mom got a restaurant. All this shit going on. And they had me dressing like a clown. You feel me? So I kept telling them, why y'all keep putting me in these fucked up clothes? On some real shit, if a brother had a helicopter business,
And I'm in Miami.
I mean, because even your boy from Magnum P.I., he wasn't no
CC was fly.
He was fly as hell. He was like, you might as well have been Billy D.
They had me wearing horns and getting in all kind of trouble, and he kept saving me and shit, and it came down from the network that I couldn't have a girlfriend.
I told you. I knew it. I tell everybody.
You did say that. Hey, you did say that.
Let me tell you something. No, it's listen, because, okay, here's what's ill.
Here we go.
You, on the outset, if I didn't know any better, you look like you could throw a stick of dynamite in a baby carriage. Right. But that's the white perception. That's what they want us to believe. No one would know you have all this knowledge and zinc and ink and all this shit, yeah? But the problem is, if I can have you on a TV show with Julia Stiles, you can't make love to Julia Stiles, not you, because now you're gonna be sought after. And now all the white women are gonna love you. Everybody's gonna love you. This is what's going on in Hollywood. It's been going on, and that's what really fucking gets under my skin.
Have you ever heard why? Hold on, I don't mean to cut you off.
I'm sorry, because I was about to say something.
I know where you're gonna go.
And it's not that I'm saying that we have to be in love scenes with white women. But let's keep it fair across the board. If you're a guy in Miami with a helicopter business and your mom's on the blah, 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 you fucking everybody.
White women galore.
And Latina, everybody.
Put it like this. You have a helicopter.
Basically.
But you don't like
the P. You don't like the P.
Here's a perfect example. I did a movie called Up Close and Personal. Michelle Pfeiffer was a reporter. I was her cameraman. And in Miami, I was her cameraman. When she came to Philadelphia, I was her cameraman. Then when she went to the network, I was still her cameraman. So we had this work together. We doing all this work together. Right. One of the scenes where we had to go interview the first baby of the new year. The very first baby of the new year. Right?
Wait, what movie was that?
Up Close and Personal.
Yeah. That's
so
right.
we supposed to be in a hospital waiting for the first baby of the new year because this guy is getting ready to have this baby. And we're there. Right? And then Happy New Year, right? So, now this is something that I don't know nothing about. I know nothing about this. She done walked up to the director and said, well, since me and Glenn gonna be in this, when the Happy New Year comes, shouldn't I give him Happy New Year?
And she said that, though.
Motherfuckers had a fit.
Wow.
A conundrum.
They had a fit.
Wait a minute. She brought it up.
I didn't bring it up.
No. Wow.
I didn't know. I had no idea. All of a sudden, this commotion was going on. And all this commotion was going on. And then the director was like, no, you can't kiss him.
Wow.
And she was like, okay. And then they roll camera. Action. I got my head down. I'm in my bag because this was the blocking. I'm doing this. I hear Ned. I turn around. She kissed me right on the mouth.
Wow.
Okay.
There you go.
I mean, because if you think about it, I don't think her and Tony Montana, Scarface, did you ever see him kiss in the movie?
They didn't have any love scene.
They didn't have no love scene. Even when he got her.
And that's only because he was playing a Latino. He wasn't the white man he is. He was a Latin guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's exactly why. But they do this all the time. And you know what? I really have a big problem with that because I should not look at you and say you look like you could throw a stick of dynamite in a fucking baby carriage. Because I should look at you and say, you know what? You're all about zinc.
Every time I'm on TV, I'm either behind bars, I'm homeless, I done robbed somebody, I got a gun in my hand. And I was gonna tell you a story, and then y'all can wrap this up because I know y'all gotta go. South Central, at the end of South Central, my character was supposed to shoot Byron.
Right.
And take the kid away. You feel me? But I had told them that I'm not going to be part of black on black violence in the movie while I'm starring in at the end of the movie.
Wow.
That's not going to happen. No, I did. I told them that. I will not be part of black on black violence because Menace to Society, black on black violence, Boys in the Hood, black on black violence.
And you was finding redemption in your character anyway.
Yeah. So that whole happened. And then I didn't want to be black on black violence at the end of a movie where my face was the number one thing in the movie. And
the last thing seen.
Me and the director went over and he was like, you know what, Glenn, you're right. We're not going to have black on black
Who
violence.
directed that movie?
Steve Anderson. He's dead now. God rest in peace.
Was he white?
Yeah, but, there are angels. Cool white. Angels coming off.
That's right. That's what I was saying. Exactly.
Angels coming all colors.
You call him ally?
Huh?
You was an ally?
No, I said angels. You feel me? Because, people can say what they want. Oh, man, that movie, and you did this, and you did that, and I was doing, and woo, nigga, and that shit was da-da-da-da. But without that dude, never would have happened.
Right.
He had to approve everything that I did before I did it. We had to sit down and talk about it.
Would you agree to what other people say is that was the role that put you out there, or in your mind is
that
there
role made
if this
I guess you could say a superstar in the neighborhood amongst black people.
Got you. A hood legend.
I guess you could say that. I wasn't going to use the word legend, but it made me famous amongst the
ours. OG Bobby
Johnson. They made a song out of it.
It made me famous amongst ours. You know what I mean? That's why after I did South Central, people don't even know this. After I did South Central, I got out of Hollywood for a minute because when I tried to get them to release the movie wide, they wouldn't. They only released it on 18 screens.
Oh my God.
Damn, really?
Exactly. But you know why? Because I put the gun down.
Wow.
If I'd have shot that motherfucker, that movie would have released worldwide.
And I'm gonna tell you something. When I was watching, it's like, why you ain't fucking shoot him? And because we are programmed.
Yeah.
We programmed, but you did the right thing, so you can live and see another day.
And to see the OG gangsters really look in your eyes and give you something like, you know what, I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm fucked up.
I'm foul for this.
I'm foul for this shit.
They don't want us to that's a
that was
bigger
projection
because that's really who we are. We can be angry, we can be violent, but at the end of the day, we have a reason. Right. We have a fucking level of reason.
Yeah.
And these other motherfuckers were out here hating. They had no empathy. They had no sympathy. Until it happens to them, they don't give a fuck.
And no apathy.
But we don't need that. We can
they don't know. They don't show. And they don't give a shit about the boys in the hood.
Name me one place in the world. Name me one place in the world where an Anglo-European has been that there hasn't been famine and genocide.
Scozie's no-ho. and on that note, Glenn, brother, like I said, you have to come back.
I will.
Like, because I know when, I first asked you to come on, you're like, man, I don't be doing none of that shit, man. And I had to like get somebody to double team, and I'm like, yo, and even when I was hitting you, I still wasn't sure if you were coming, and then you were like, I'll be there. And I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart.
That's for sure.
Showing
That's from all of us.
And keeping it 100. You know what
I mean? Even me, man, I never met him, but we was on the phone handling business, and he told me something that stuck with me. I sent him the business that we shot where we met, and he hit me back, and he said, hey, man, I love it because, you know why? I'm like, why? He said, because you have white people in your show. And that was a problem because everybody wanted me to do all black. But when I walk outside, I don't see all black. I see white, Mexicans, Chinese. I see everybody.
Hey,
that stuck with me. Hey, thanks, Glenn.
Point, man.
I think this guy's trying to get a job.
That's very. I don't see all black. I see everybody.
I agree with that because I feel like that's what's keeping us confused. We dropping these little, and that's why I said that a lot of our black friends, where we come from, they don't have anything to compare this success thing to what's really happening in the Hollywood Hills and all these places. They don't know these people.
Right.
I have friends that say, yeah, I get $4,500 a month just for my living expenses, but what they making is gobs of money. And it's like, how the fuck do you do that?
Right.
You know what I mean? You're only doing this money.
Right.
But this is what's going on. My whole experience in this game is being scared to ask for more money, but saying, you know what? I'm going to do a good job, so next time they'll offer me more money.
They never gonna offer you.
No, they're never going to offer you.
Also,
demand it.
What another fear is saying no.
No. Mm-hmm.
That's one of our biggest fears because we're not used to saying, okay, sure, I'll do it.
Let's just say Robert Townsend was ahead of his time when he said,
"There's always
you don't want to be in this naughty." Robert Riccone, oh, that's me. Gotta go. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If you won't do it, somebody else will, and we programmed in that too.
Said there's always
work at the post office,
right?
For sure.
There's always work at. One of my partners told me. He said, "No, it wasn't one of my partners." So he said, I heard someone, who said that shit? Oh, it was Dave Chappelle. She said his dad said, go with a plan. And if it get to be too much for the plan, come back home.
Sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Something like that. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like, and that's what it was for me, dude. I just always kept to myself. And I was just always like this. If it was good and it was something I wanted to do, I did it. If not, fuck y'all.
Sure.
That's right. That's right.
So Glenn,
And on that note, we run out of time. So Cisco, get that last word in there. Get that out there.
No, hey,
not like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Malik always likes to say goodbye, but he forgets to say, hey, where can we find you at?
Right.
Oh man, I just did something called Heart. I played Nigerian in a movie.
You play Nigerian. Everybody check their wallets. Why are you here? Everybody.
Nigerian guy.
Check your credits before you leave the door. Why is he here?
Why is he here?
I was wondering why he asked me for my social.
He said he meant social media, not social security.
Go this way.
Okay, speaking of social media, what is your social media, Glenn?
818. You can find me at Glenn 818. You can find me at Glenn Plummer on Facebook and
Children of the Sun.
Children of the Sun. No.
By the way, Glenn got 147 titles. Do you know what that means? Wow.
And Glenn, you're active on social media. You kind of check in here and there. I mean, I see you.
I do, dude. No. Okay, so this is something I just did. Ashbury Park. I did that in Detroit. I'm getting ready to go back to Detroit and do another movie.
I love Detroit.
Shout out to Detroit.
What up, though?
Shout out to Sanchez.
But anyway, I did this television show. I probably shouldn't tell y'all. It ain't aired yet. We did it, and we might get in trouble.
Well, you know what? When it comes out, we gonna have you back.
Hey, Glenn, do you remember we worked together? Do you remember that? We shot that scene with all the shot on the table and with the French director.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
There, Ayed. Yeah. That was a great time. We did a lot of things.
No, I just want to make sure that you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Actin Up Podcast. And smash that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, tell a friend, share.
Look, very important. I don't mean to cut you. Make sure you acknowledge that Cash App, because that Cash App provides us with cameras, all this stuff. Look at that. Give it up one more time for Actin Up Podcast. I did that myself. But listen, we acknowledge the Cash App. Please help us keep delivering.
Or an idiot.
Sometimes. Help us. Help us, continue to grow the show, continue to have very special guests like my man Glenn Plummer. You know what I mean? Come on. This is our people.
Yeah, man.
Donate, baby.
Because trust me, Trump ain't going to be around for either. And we went from 6 to 3. And now we're just trying. We're hanging out by the skin of our teeth. But you know what? It's a beautiful thing that we got family like this that comes through and supports. And if it wasn't for, cats like you that just really 100.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that, sometimes we reach out to and, it just is what it is.
But they ain't coming. They're not. You can't get them. I mean, you think about it, man. Hey, you know what? You can cut this.
No, don't cut it. You know what they're doing? They're going to wait till we get super famous until we monetize. Now everybody want to come on the show. Come on the show now.
I was just getting ready to say, man, they castrate motherfuckers sometimes for being outspoken.
Yeah. That part. And you know what? We're both Sagittarius, December 1st, December 2nd, and we will always be brutally honest.
And they're not castrating me.
My son
brutally honest.
Oh, word? Yes, sir. I need mine.
Sagittarius in the house. Hey, yo, Sagittarius.
November 30th.
The Sagittarius?
November 30th.
Oh, Joe. Oh, shit.
This is how we get down. Yo, good looking out.
He was a Sagittarius.
But he was
I don't have a sneaky tail.
All right. Hello, Actin Up Podcast. Give it up for my man Glenn Plummer.
Hey, yo, at Actin Up on all social media platforms. At Cisco Reyes, CISCOREYES, and
Malik Barnhart. You know what it is.
Yeah, and we got my man Side Guy at
_O.
That's right, and Money Making Mitch at Mitch for Us, and Joe Vegas at
JOEVAGUS.
Yes, sir. And Sheba, the drink director. Where you at, shorty?
Sheba Songs.
Sheba Songs.
Yeah.
And this is how we gon' take it out.
Yeah, so yo, Cisco, give us a bar, son. You don't want me to trip, yo. All I wanna see is some big fat tits. Yo, don't tell my girl, cause she's right upstairs. Don't wanna have her pull out my hair. Yo, Malik, what you got cracking? I ain't got shit, yo. I'm just acting. I'm acting up fucking all day, every day. I don't give a fuck. I got that motherfucking AK. Yeah, I'll spray your black on black crime. Is what I said. Well, fuck that, nigga. You know you gonna drop it down. Yo, you don't tell on me you have me in court. You'll point your finger. You'll say, yo, I pick the child support. But yo, I'm not there. Yo, Glenn, what you got? Yo, Glenn, help me out. Word is born. Rock the spot. Yo, Mitch, you gotta say something. Come on, Glenn. Come on, Glenn.
Go, Glenn. Come off my head. I used to do it when I had dread. I'm slow to the point because my tongue ain't that fast, but I tell you what, everything I say will last.
What you have? Yo. Come right in. I got the dress. Malik, I got the zooms. He's on the phone. Somebody stop him. Yo, get it showing. Yo, goddamn. Stop going. Yo, word up. Acting up. Acting up. Yeah. Good job, man. Turn it on, man.